Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Whoa!
It is Pixel Partners here, and welcome back to Danganronpa. When we left off, we began the class trial, learning how the system works with truth bullets and all that. Learning about there's no accomplices right now, but there can be. But Monokuma had to go and spoil it because he's Monokuma.
He just didn't want this to be more complicated. He's like, for Pete's sake.
Yes. So now we're gonna keep this going.
Oh.
She's gonna prove it.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's me. Right.
Okay.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well,
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
No.
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned rooms.
Exactly.
So I don't think that's a problem.
Should just let Sayaka stay with us. Okay, anyways.
Here's a problem. A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome.
But I'm a girl.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
dude.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're about to be a third dead
Dude.
picture in there if you don't. You better get yourself straight.
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
I love you.
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Leon.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Oh.
Oh.
Someone who's not here? Are you talking about?
Sayaka. She's the
What?
one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Huh.
Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was...
Do you think she took it for self-defense?
That's the way it seems.
Oh!
Well, I have to hurry up because there's a timer on this,
okay.
so... But once I get through this...
Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
I know.
Now you can say something.
Okay, so...
Yes.
Dude, I feel so smart right now.
Okay, theory time. Lay it on me.
Okay, she took the knife for self-defense because she was spooked. So because she knows the sword replica is just a replica. So she goes in and back into the room. Homeboy walks in. Leon, I'm assuming. That's what we're going with.
Yeah.
Grabs the sword, the replica. And she has the knife, so they fight it out with that. But the reason why her wrist is broken is because he whacked her wrist with the replica sword to get the knife out of her hand.
Probably,
And
yeah.
then stabbed her with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Very
why there's
possible.
scratch marks on the sword from the knife.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay, then let's hear what they all have to say.
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual.
Because she was
When
spooked.
she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
Then the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
That actually is the question. I was trying to think of if there was actually something else she was going to do with it in the first place.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her and she was killed with it?
That's what I was
In
just
that
saying.
case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
Well, that does get rid of our alibi of
Yeah.
being safe, so...
He did do it after all.
Would you calm down with that look?
You're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if I don't do something, they're going to blame me for the murder. Do they understand? If they convict me, everyone's going to die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say?
Thank you.
Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, You simply can't declare that he's the killer.
The name tags.
The room switch. Yeah.
Bewildering. What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime. That
Oh,
all
that
lights
too.
should have been there.
Wait, what are we talking about again? I
Like
can't
like
remember.
hair and stuff.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Hangman's gambit? I don't know what the hell that means,
Yeah.
but yes, give me a guide.
As things advance further in a class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known.
What?
Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order.
What?
Using the left stick to aim, then press the Y button to shoot the desired letters.
So, I need to know the word already?
If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, or if you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun!
The scene but wasn't, that must be the crucial point. So, I'll go with hair? Well, number one, actually, I can check, if there's any truth bullets that would be anything else missing from the scene. Not really. The cleanliness. Not a single hair was found on the scene. That's
Yeah,
most
so it's
likely
probably
it.
hair.
I will then look for the word hair.
But we have to hit letters, we have to spell it.
Yes. Okay. Okay, that's a
H-A-I-R,
four-letter word.
yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so... Wait, how... What? Wait, so...
H.
But no, it wants us to... It already has... It already has blanks filled in. And do I have to shoot it multiple times? Oh, I have to shoot it multiple times.
Okay.
I didn't know I had to shoot a single letter multiple times. That's why I got confused. I shot the A because it filled in the H and the I.
Well, now we know.
Single hair on the floor.
That was weird. Okay, now we know.
The culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene.
Yeah.
If the crime scene is in my room.
That's a good point.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
She's in our bathroom!
Makes sense, does it not?
She's in our bathroom dead!
If that were the case, they would have had to do something about
Yeah.
the body itself, not just her hair.
Come on!
Yes, very true, very true.
Oh, you shut up.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
Oh, why don't you tell
The
me?
killer got rid of it all,
Okay.
of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same. Then
Thank you.
Makoto isn't the culprit?
No.
Thank you.
Are
You
you
cutie.
decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
Yes.
No.
Mm-hmm.
There
Oh.
are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
Yeah, I like
I
you.
would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene?
I love
Sayaka
Kyoko.
was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Love you.
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
They did.
What
Mm-hmm.
do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Oh, I did.
Mm-hmm.
The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proves that is the object the killer
The
broke.
doorknob.
Yeah. Hey, it's just now we're getting to the thing I know. The doorknob.
Doorknob.
Yeah.
Not door
Okay,
frame.
the object the killer broke. That's why I had to keep focused on that. That's the Ace Attorney style I know of. Go through the list, pick it.
Yeah. List of evidence. The court
You're
record.
talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
What do you
Yeah,
mean,
no-
what doorknob?
Well, no one else knows that we have a trick to our bathroom because it's busted.
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
What does it
In
mean?
trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
Because he would know how to open it.
Wouldn't break the door in his own room?
Wait, what was
No.
that you said? Because he started talking.
Because
as soon
he
as
would
you
know
said
how
that.
to open it. He wouldn't have to
Yeah.
freaking.
But
Yeah.
if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Gyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? Oh boy, there's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear? Yes, tell me what more
Tell
I
us
have to
everything.
learn.
From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up.
Mm.
But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false.
Understandable.
Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage.
Don't want that happening now.
No. Now this is important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail.
Understandable.
You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. These are terms that we are very familiar with. Well then, good luck and have fun.
Thank you. Okay. Still a single bullet? I like when it's just one bullet. Yes. Okay.
Bathroom
door frame.
Door frame, not doorknob.
Yeah, door frame. All right.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
Yes.
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Yep.
Yep, I don't have a problem with
She then
that.
fled into the bathroom.
Yep.
Then the killer ran after her,
Okay.
and they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
I'm gonna wait a little
Sayaka
bit.
had locked it.
No.
Did I get it? Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
Right? I hope that was right.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked.
Yeah.
After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, you surprised,
The
huh?
bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yep, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door.
We're the unlucky one, I know.
That's not lucky at all.
The lucky one is Celeste. She's
Dude,
the gambler that wins everything.
I love his music so much.
It's wonderful.
It's a
So the
bop.
reason the door
And
didn't
it's gone.
open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
So we're innocent.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place?
That was also what confused me is that, you know, a guy should know that it's not locked because the guys' rooms don't have locks.
Or they're just dumb.
That's true. He could be dumb because he's an athlete. Oh, man.
Oh.
Sorry to all the athletes out there. That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke.
You used to be an athlete, in a way.
Kind of.
Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked, so they didn't know that the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime that they didn't know was... Oh, wait!
The
That's
nameplates.
what makes it even weirder. That raises the question, though. I'm gonna hit this so that they know this. Is that
Killer
then...
must not have realized that it was my room.
You know what? I have a potential new theory.
This means someone switched the nameplates.
Exactly, and this is where my theory comes from. Because Sayaka had the whole, I'm psychic, oh, but not really, it's just intuition thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
But that went a little farther than intuition a lot of times.
Yeah.
Maybe she saw that Leon was going to try and kill me. Maybe? Or something along the lines where she would switch the room nameplates and go into our room. I don't know. It's just, she's the only thing that would make sense to switch the nameplates. It wouldn't be Leon because then he wouldn't be confused. And there's no one else really involved in this that would do it. So anyways, let's keep this going.
Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's Inconceivable!
Don't you dare. Don't
And
you dare
yet,
take that reference.
He's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
There would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
Exactly.
That is a definite possibility.
Oh, you shut up.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
Thank you.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
What?
What happens if
All
we
right.
can't decide on who we think did it?
Russian roulette.
Bro, never quit
Why
without
don't we
saving.
just vote right now? Majority rules.
No, that's not how we do it.
Rules? You really think that's a good idea?
What? You feel nervous over there, punk?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem. Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Lay it on us.
Oh, you.
What does that mean?
So disappointing.
For real.
Fine, it's
So
fine.
Les.
Just ask your question.
It's like,
Goodness.
oh, the brain dead one wants to talk. Like, calm down.
Oh yeah. Okay, so,
Don't feed her point.
well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first
That's
place?
still a question because they couldn't have hidden the bathroom then, like I was thinking. How did? Because she
Yeah.
shouldn't have opened the door.
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
That's what's weird.
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then, maybe someone picked the lock?
They should be unpickable, I
Negative.
thought.
If you remember,
Yeah.
Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way.
And that is.
Could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Ms. Maizono just let him in.
No, she said she wasn't going to do
No.
that.
That can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
Please stop.
Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka could let someone in because... do we have a... Wait. Wait. I've got to find it. Okay. Let someone in because... Not the evidence of a struggle. Not the replica sword. Not the sword sheath. It wouldn't be the switching rooms. Not the toolkit.
It wouldn't be switching
Not the-
rooms?
No, because that wouldn't have anything to do with it. Because we have to go against the point of how she wasn't going to answer the door at all.
And that's the whole reason. Because remember, she's like, "Oh, if I answered the door, then what would be the point of switching rooms?" Remember, that's what she said, almost verbatim.
Yeah, I think that's more about the fact that I guess I thought of it being the case of just proving the fact that I was in her shoes. I'll just go with that as the broader one.
'Cause she
Hopefully
was
we don't lose
scared.
influence. Please?
Because Sayaka was already scared,
See?
remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open the door for anyone.
Even if I'm sure as you absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching? I told you, I remembered her saying that.
Knowing
Yeah.
what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
And this is what lays into my point of maybe she'd seen something and Shit, I don't know. It's so weird. Everything can.
What the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
Because she must have obviously been scared that someone was going to. She must have known someone was going to try and kill her, because since she switched the nameplates even on our rooms, it's not like she switched it to try and avoid it, because she changed the nameplates as well. But what is the purpose of switching rooms then? What advantage did that give her?
And that would make sense why she took the knife for self-defense.
Yeah. Unless she was going to try and use our room to kill them first. It's weird.
Oh.
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. And that's a message from... That's a message from Sayaka.
And it says, check the nameplate to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
Wait a minute here.
Did she...
She was going to kill him in our room and then blame us. That's the only thing that would make sense why she... Because she purposefully wrote to Leon, which we're still making the pretty obvious assumption that it was Leon who did all this. That she was going to lure him in to our room. And the only purpose of switching the rooms, because like I just said, it wouldn't make sense because she would get no advantage changing rooms over anything. Except for the fact that it would be our room, which would then become our problem, like it is now, our alibi. That would have been her way to get away with it and potentially go for the whole things of like, no matter what, you're going to help me get out of here, right?
Yeah.
She was probably expecting us to potentially
take the
help
fall.
her get away with it and maybe even do that and just be like, would you be willing to... I think Sayaka was gonna fucking go at him. Go at him.
But then, like,
Anyways.
but she probably wasn't anticipating being disarmed, so she
Yeah.
skedaddled into the bathroom
Yeah.
because she lost her weapon and
Yeah.
her wrist was broken. But
So maybe I can't feel entirely bad for Leon because this might have been a self-defense kill.
you mean entirely bad for Sayaka?
Well, no, because I'm saying that, like, because we don't feel bad for Leon at all because he killed Sayaka and we were like, oh, we killed her in cold blood, but it was just self-defense probably. If we're going off of the way this is going, and that, you know, she came at him and he had to defend himself somehow.
Then
he probably didn't want to, but he was forced to, which does create the thing, because the whole thing that confused me is that aside from the videos...
Didn't I bring up a whole possibility of what if someone kills someone in self-defense?
I don't know if we talked about it on the camera, because I think we talked about that when it came to Chihiro. Was that her name? Because we were like, she's so innocent. She can't kill anyone. But we were like, what if they make it a self-defense kind of thing so you feel bad for her? So,
And I was like, oh, that kind of situation would suck.
well, we're here already just for someone I don't really care about in the first place. Anyways, theory time done. Let's keep going through. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil.
She is a fucking...
Wow.
She is an investigator. She knows what the hell she's doing.
She's some kind of, like, detective or something. Like,
she is the ultimate detective.
she's CIA or something. Like, she's always...
She's not gumshoe. Anyways.
Dude, she's wearing gloves, too.
Yeah, she's pro. Okay.
And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man, I've totally seen people do that in detective shows.
Yeah.
When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap. I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
So it's after they switched.
That's interesting.
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
And to be fair, she had been in our rooms a couple times before that.
Yeah.
So.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But
Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Then that note. Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Oh yeah, I also forgot because we were both in the middle of thoughts. But the other thing that didn't make sense would be that, like, aside from the DVDs, there was no motive for Leon to kill Sayaka. There's no motive for him
Like,
to kill in
specifically.
general. And I mean, sure, there wasn't really a reason known to us for Sayaka to have tried to kill Leon anyways, but
we
that just
know-
could have been a name to be like, I want to get out of here, pick someone, oh, it's you today, goodbye.
Like, we know that she was not in a good place.
Nope. And apparently someone saw her dead, they saw her deadpan eyes going for a knife, just like, don't mind me.
Yeah.
Anyways, proceed.
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But
Nope,
can we
I
be
gotta
sure
cut you off there.
Anyone even got this note? I love you. And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
I love your voice.
What makes you say that?
Did you get the note?
Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Yes.
Did that note go to you?
Very well then. Pay attention.
I'm paying attention.
Lay it on me.
I'm respectfully
Tell me
paying
that
attention.
you got the note. Granted, we're gonna get a truth bullet here, so
Dorm
dorm
nameplates.
nameplates. Okay.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Yes.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says my room.
Okay. That might be it.
Someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
That's right. No one knows that the nameplates were
Exactly.
switched yet.
The room that Makoto was staying in.
That's probably it, but I'm gonna
In other
wait.
words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
Okay, so it's got to be that last one. Killer went to my room instead of Sayaka's, and the reason for that is has to be because of what got switched between my and Sayaka's rooms.
Sayaka
All right,
and
so-
Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Yep, that's
But in the
fine.
note,
Fast forward.
It specifically, I see.
All right, a
Then
little
they would
bit
have
forward.
gone to- Exactly. The
Boom!
room that Makoto.
No, that's wrong.
Her accent is so cute.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right.
Not sure what
The
accent it
nameplates got
is, but it's
switched,
cute.
just
Yes.
like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other. So
He's
switching
so
the
angry over
nameplates
there.
wasn't a
Yeah.
problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
He's just so confused right
then
now.
Who did it?
There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. The only other person who knew that we had switched rooms.
Sayaka.
Yeah.
Me
Girl.
and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
We probably did it before she knocked on our door.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates and make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
He's like,
Yeah.
room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To frame
To
someone.
understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
The fact that there was a
happened then
struggle.
was
Yeah.
Probably whoever she invited over
came in and attacked her.
No.
We figured it out.
It might be the other way around.
Whoever she invited over is the culprit.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot.
That is also true.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Yes.
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
That's what I called.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Because the gold.
The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broke with the fake sword is because you look at her wrist, there's no doubt.
The whole glittery thing. Boom!
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you.
Yep.
And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
Good
You got
job.
it, boy.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Can you just stop?
All right, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened to my room and what led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about now. Oh, God.
Bit
You
more to
ready to
learn.
help me? Absolutely.
Are you getting used to these non-stop debates?
I was until you had to introduce something new.
Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder.
Oh.
But just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement.
This is where the loops are going to come in handy with it,
Uh-huh.
at least, so.
If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge.
Really?
You can press the LB button to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire.
I thought they'd give me daisies.
Press the release LB button to cycle through each bullet. Or you can hold down the LB button and use the left and stick.
To select.
To select a specific bullet.
Chemical S?
Oh my god.
Throwback.
By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. That makes sense.
We're in the middle part, so we should be okay.
For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to medium.
Oh, geez, thanks.
Well then, good luck and have fun.
Tutorial, let's say to the hardest one possible. Okay. Alright. Okay, rub the sword, the sword
3.
sheath, and the kitchen knife set. Okay, so we gotta keep... The thing that'll make it weird is the sword and the sheath are both here. Yes?
The culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt.
No.
Sword-based sneak attack.
No.
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So
She attacks first.
Well, we're making that assumption.
No.
kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
No.
But what... if the person with the sword really did attack first, there's no explanation for how a certain part of the sword got damaged. Is that the sheath?
Yeah, because it got
so-
hit with the knife
The
things.
culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt.
I think we've got this here.
Sword-based sneak attack.
Nope.
Brown!
No, that's wrong.
Did we do it? I think we did it!
Actually,
Yep.
no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead.
Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Yeah.
The sword was used first. There wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
Whoever grabbed it for self-defense.
Yeah.
Grabbed it when held it up.
Useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse.
Yep, that's what I thought.
In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So here's how it all played out.
Lay it on me.
The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife
No.
somewhere.
No.
Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening.
No.
So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry,
Why would they
but
need to
I
break
don't
her
think
wrists?
Sayaka
Yeah.
used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
The part of body that shows she never used a sword, sorry, I was drinking water. If you wanted to use a sword, which part of the body would you have
Her
to...
palms.
Yeah.
There's no gold on them.
Yeah.
You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palm?
Because of the gold! Oh my
Like I
god.
said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Why would she do that?
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it
What?
because you think I'm ugly?
Where did that come from?
No, that's not it at all.
You have some
Wow.
problems there. There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because there's certain regulation. Oh yeah, there's no there's
Oh yeah.
the water was off. There's
She's
no water
afraid
at that
of
time.
water. That too, but like, why would she
According
even?
to the
Yeah.
Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Ew.
You're no different. You smell like a big, fat, ugly donkey.
Wow.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
It's an insult.
Why
Shut
would
up.
it be a compliment? Yes.
Okay, I'll go with you, Leon.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
Yeah. Doing damage to the sheath would have had to have been the one without the sword.
Sayaka.
I got it!
So far, my theory's holding up
She
pretty
had the
well.
kitchen knife?
Yep.
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Yep.
Sayaka?
Yep.
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
Nope.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning
Yeah.
to commit a murder of her own.
What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation,
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms.
He's over there freaking out. What?
The reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is
Yep.
a possibility.
That's what I was saying.
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
She was using the dog.
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
No.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Unfortunately.
He's like,
holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired.
yeah, it did.
She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
I called that too.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on. That can't be true.
Oh boy.
Because
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Aw, shit. Well, we're gonna decide who did it next time.
Oh, god dang it. That's a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it is. There's still plenty more to go through with the incinerator and the crystal ball and the
True.
sleeve, so we're not at the end
There's no
yet.
way we have
but-
all that and not use it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that is the point of trying to figure out probably who did it. Because
Oh,
we
true,
actually have
true,
reached
true.
that point of proving who was the person that she was trying to kill that instead killed her. So, yeah, we'll figure that out.